Well, good morning. It is the next day. Well, next day for me. I don't know when you're watching this. But our winch was giving us trouble on that last winch out. It was slipping on the drum, the rope was. So we're going to dig into it and see what we can find. I think I know what the problem is, but we're going to see. So let's pull this rope off of here and see what's underneath. Well, here's the end of the rope that's supposed to be attached to the winch, and it's not, so I bet that is a good part of our problem. Let's dig a little farther. All right, it's kind of what I thought. The peg that the rope's supposed to sit on to attach it to the winch, thought it might have come off. Well, the peg's just not even there, so that's our issue. Now, how do we fix it? Did a little digging through the shop, which is a mess right now, but found another one. Luckily, I had this sitting here. I don't know what happened to the one that was in there, so we just got to get all that pulled off and see how deep we have to dig to replace this. I think I can just do it by taking the fair lead off and reach in there, but if not, I got to pull that whole bumper off, and I don't want to do that, so see how it goes. Okay, not as much room as I was hoping for, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get it without pulling the bumper off, but I'm definitely going to try. Got it out. Now how do we put it back? Okay, so somewhere in there on that drum, there's a threaded hole that this bolt goes through. And this little plug goes into the loop there. This bolt goes through, holds it to the inside of the drum. All we got to do is find the hole, hope the other end of the bolt that was in there isn't broke off inside of it, then figure out how to get this all in there and tightened up without taking the bumper off, because I really don't want it. Okay, I see the hole, and it looks like it's all stripped out, so we might be kind of screwed on this. Okay, I don't know whether this is standard or metric. It's Harbor Freight, so I'm guessing metric. So no. Okay, this is where it's going to go bad. I don't have enough room to swing that little Allen wrench in here, so I'm going to bump the winch in, then turn the wrench tight, bump the winch back up, bump it down, tight. I think that's in there. It actually worked. Okay. Okay, to show you what we got going on here, you see where that little loop plug thing screws into the side of the drum, and that's what holds the rope to it. Problem is, it's inside that little hole, so you don't really have access to it. And that, well, the one that was in there came out yesterday or at some point during the recovery, and then the rope was just spinning around on the drum because I pulled most of it out to try to get the slack I needed. Hopefully this one stays. We Loctited it pretty good, so I don't want to do this again. And if that happens on the trail when we're not set up for it, we could be out of a winch, and that's not good. Okay, now comes the fun part of trying to fish this nut down in the back side there between the drum and the bumper. Get this bolt to thread into it and sandwich the fair lead and the license plate bracket in between. So let's get to it. Here we got phone calls. Okay, we're back. Not important. Just an insurance company that I don't want to deal with. We got it. So let me show you what, let me unplug you and then show you what we had going on down there. Those little nuts, I don't know if you can see them or not, down there and down over there. You gotta stick your finger in through the hole and hold the back side like that and like that while you tighten that bolt there and that bolt there. And it's a bitch. So it's done. We can hopefully wind in this cable and it'll stay there this time. Done. So that ended up going a lot better than I thought it was going to. I thought I was going to have to pull this whole bumper off to get to it, because when we set this up, got the kit to mount the whole thing inside the bumper, hidden a lot of the way, so when the license plate is down, you don't see anything. It looks super nice, and I like having everything hidden and protected and out of the sun and weather and just not all out in the open like that. But it is a bitch when you have to change anything. So we got really lucky, didn't have to pull this whole deal off, skid plate, everything else. And a lot of people give me shit for using these Badland winches from Harbor Freight for towing and for a business, but I use them a lot, like a lot. This is the first time I've ever had any trouble with one. This is the Apex 12,000. I have the normal Badlands 12,000 on the back of my red tow truck that hopefully is going to get fixed and we'll have it back sometime soon. Then I also have two of the Badlands 9,000 pound with hitch mounts, so they go into receivers. One's normal steel cable, the other we put synthetic cable on, and we use that one to carry out two vehicles we can't get to, put it in their own hitch receiver and use their own vehicle to pull themselves out. Works really well for a lot of the off-road stuff. But like I said, 4 Badlands winches. I use them constantly. The 12,000 on the back of the red tow truck is almost every day, gets used hard. This is the first problem I've ever had. So I will keep using these, because even if they do go completely out and I have to warranty one, I can walk into any Harbor Freight, switch it out, get a new one, be back in business same day. So I'll stick with them for now. See you next time. Hold that thought. Next time is right now. Speaking of quality, since we're talking about these Harbor Freight winches, I was just putting my tools away, and this nice fancy Milwaukee impact gun, 3/8 drive stubby, it's about 2 weeks old. I have not used it much at all. I'm carrying it out there, had the extension in it like that and holding it by the extension because I had a bunch of stuff in my hands, and it pops off. And this drops down, lands on my foot, hurts really bad. Why did it pop off? Because this 2-week-old, hardly at all used Milwaukee, which everybody thinks is about the greatest stuff out there, the hog ring on the end, right there, that holds the sockets and extensions onto it, has already broke, chipped off the corner of it there so it doesn't close all the way, and it's all bent up, so everything falls off this damn thing at 2 weeks old. So you want to talk about Harbor Freight being low quality, that stuff still works This Milwaukee is already coming apart at 2 weeks. What's up with that, Milwaukee? You guys are supposed to have your shit together. Oh. Anyway, now we'll see you next time.